Well, hey guys, meet the star of today's video. This is a 2021 BMW XB7 Alpina, the ultra luxury, super performance, super sporty, very fast, large family SUV. Thank you to Laurel BMW in Westmont, Illinois for allowing me to film this video. Guys, I'm gonna take you on the tour of this car. We're gonna check out the exterior, interior. We're gonna see what hides underneath this hood and what makes it so special. And finally, I'm gonna take it for a spin. So by the way, if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt Samulski. I'm Matt the Car Guy. On this channel, I do car reviews. I have a huge favor to ask. When you look at the bottom of your screen, to the right of the screen, you see a little red button that says subscribe on it. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Right next to it, there's a little hand that looks like this. Not like this, but like this. Go ahead and destroy that button, smash it. It helps me out a great deal. I'm gonna be able to provide more vehicles like this, bring it over to you. The more subscriber I get, the more access I have to those vehicles. So please do that. And let's get back to this video now. Well, alright guys, I'm about to get up close and personal with this particular vehicle, but I want to just spend a few seconds to let you know what Alpina is. So Alpina is actually not a part of BMW. It's a separate entity. It's a separate company that all they do is they do improvements, performance, and interior and exterior improvements to BMW. So they've been doing that since the 60s, and you might mistake it for the M series. No, the M series is a separate one that actually is owned by BMW. Alpina is a separate company, and this one is the XB7 Alpina. And why is it XB7 Alpina? Because BMW decided that they don't want to make the X7M, which would be the performance version of this vehicle. So now we have this XB7 Alpina. A few months back, I've done a regular X7, and a lot of people liked it. A lot of people put some comments on it and requested that I find the XB7, which, thank you for the inspiration. Here it is. So this is the XB7 Alpina. It's a $150,000 family sport utility. So we're going to take a look and see what makes it so special. Now, when you look at this vehicle right now, you probably don't see much difference between this and the regular X7. It's still the same look. It's still the same sheet metal, basically. And the only difference really up front in here, other than maybe a little bit of different of a design of the front, lower front bumper, is this Alpina sign right at the bottom here. Still has this long, nicely sculpted hood. It has this unmistakable double kidney grille. Okay, it's a huge grille, but it fits perfectly in this size of a vehicle. And actually, it's a double functions. First is for the looks, but second, it allows for the maximum air to get inside of this engine compartment, help with cooling. Of course, it does have those louvers that open up. If the engine becomes too hot, they open up, let the air in, helps with the cooling one. Now, very nicely styled lights, the same lights as on the other X7s, but these ones are the premium ones. These were the BMW laser lights, and they have these nice daytime running lights around here. They kind of look like those reverse eyebrows or maybe hockey sticks, and also they have some nice blue accents on the regular LED lights on the inside. If you're looking for the fog lights, you have to go down, all the way down right here. That's where you find your fog lights, right here. Okay, this is also open, so that allows for the air to get inside of here, again help with the cooling. It is a high performance engine, produces a lot of power, but it also produces a lot of heat, so it needs every help it can get as far as the heating. Now we're gonna pop this open because that's where the heart of this vehicle is, and that's what makes Alpina an Alpina. Let's check it out. All right, let's check out what hides underneath this massive hood right here. So we've seen this engine before. This is a BMW 4.4 V8 bi-turbo engine. Now it has been improved by Alpina, hence there is this Alpina logo right here, and now it produces 612 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. Okay, now it's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and according to BMW website, it is able to send this vehicle from 0 to 60 in 4.0 seconds. However, I did read and I did watch some videos, and the guys tested it below that. Now you can see the supports right here, the reinforcements for the extra rigidness of this vehicle to make it sporty. Now, so that is if you have kids and they are late for school, okay, instead of taking the regular SUV or an SAV as BMW calls it, take this one because it definitely is going to take you there faster. Now let's check out some of the side profile features of this car. First of all, the color of it, it's called the Dravit gray metallic, so it looks like one of those flat gray cars, but it does have some sparkle. I hope you could see it when I showed you that on the hood. Now let's take a look, because this is very unique to the Alpina brand, the Alpina BMW. The 20 spoke wheels, huge wheels. Now these are upgraded. It comes with the 22s. Now these are 23-inch wheels. They're massive, that have the Alpina logo right there. Overall, as far as the side, it's very nice, it's very polished, but it's also very sporty, so it looks like this vehicle has a little bit of touch of performance on it. Now you can see this trim right here, the chrome trim that goes all around the car. That's actually functional too. It actually has this air exhaust that comes over from the inside of this wheel well and extracts the hot air from here right there. It's also for improved aerodynamics of this vehicle. It does have the cameras in the mirror caps the same color as the rest of the car. It does have the turn signals incorporated in them. Big windows. Now overall, the size of this vehicle, look, I'm 6 feet tall. This is even taller than I am, so nice, very nice size of it. Big windows, especially the size of this door, that's pretty impressive. Look how much bigger it is than the front door, and that's why, you know, it opens and it has tons of room in here, and I'll show you that in just a second. So as far as roominess, there's really no shortage of it. Look how much room I have in front of my knees. There's certainly about 6 inches, and this seat is adjustable. You move it front, you can move it back, you can adjust your back of the seat right here. It also folds down, and there is a third row seat. So if you remember, if you watched my video on the X7, you know that I wasn't a big fan of this feature right here, is because it takes so darn long to actually get the seat folded down. First, the front seat moves out of the way, then this seat, okay, moves forward, okay, and opens up to allow people to get into the third row seat. Now, if sat in the third row seat on the regular X7, I'll show you this one, how it looks in here. Okay, so let's get close in here, and you can see the third row seat. Now with the seats all the way back, which you can actually move them front, there is a little bit of room in there. Okay, so it's not very tight as on some of the other cars. And look how nicely appointed it is. It has this leather that's nicely kind of diamond stitched. That's made by Alpina. This is a real leather too. And that even the third row seats, it's very nicely appointed. As far as the rest of the interior, from here you might be able to see that trim, all this trim right here. This is basically an Alcantara. This is that suede interior, and it does have a panoramic sunroof. Well, wait a minute, it does have two panoramic sunroof. The third row seat has their own panoramic sunroof. The front portion opens. This one is fixed, but you still have it right there. This is awesome. Well guys, so the third row seat, if I put this seat down, it will basically smash my knee. So that's basically for temporary use, for kids use, maybe some family members that you don't really like, you put them in the back. However, it's not the worst thing, because A, they have their own sunroof, B, they have their own heated seats, which is unbelievable. You can close this shade right here along with the front shade in here, but you do have your own cup holders. You do have your controls for these seats right here. The seats, actually all of them are automatic, but in order to see that, we need to get in the back, so I'll show you what BMW has done. Okay, so a couple cool features in the back. Well, first of all, the big LED lights, you see that already. Alpina right here, XB7 on the other side. Pretty cool, interesting feature. The front bumper, the lower part of the bumper is different. So is the back bumper right here. You can see you have this dual exhaust taps, two on each side. This is for that powerful 612 horsepower to get out from that exhaust. And now, as far as the gate, now this is different than most of the other SUVs, because here it opens up in two parts, right? There's the top part right here, and then there's the bottom portion that you can open as well. Now it does have some all-season mats for this one. You can sit on here, you can do tailgating, but if this is too hard for you to get stuff inside of it, don't worry, there's a little button right here that's gonna lower this car. Now it's going down. Look at this, look at this, it's going down. Okay, and now it's a lot easier to load stuff up. Now there's not a whole lot of room behind this third row seat, but you can fold them down really easy. Let me show you this. All right, let's check this out. I mean, so as you can see, I mean, we got a bunch of goodies. We got some all-season floor mats that came with this BMW, regular floor mats, etc. So I mean, if we remove it, then here there is a little bit of a storage right underneath here. That's basically just for the cargo cover that you can install once the seats are lowered, at least the third row seat. Now, how do you do that? Now, God forbid if you had to do it manually. No, you can do it with, control it with the back here. Now, the seats, unlike some of the other cars, they're controlled up and down, so you can fold them down, you can fold them back up, or you can use the shortcuts. This is for the maximum people, which means all the seats are going to be up. This is for the maximum cargo, which means all the seats are going to be down. Let's see how that works. Okay, I press the button and I let my finger off of it, and we'll let the car do the rest. Like, the third row seat folds down, the second row seat folds down, and now you have tons of space to put whatever you need to put in this luxury sporty performance SUV. But why would you want to carry a refrigerator in your $150,000 truck? I'm not sure. But if you want the maximum people, all you have to do is you hit this button and the car will do the rest. The dance will begin, and there you go. The seats are actually raising up right now. Third row seat, second row seat, you get the drift. Okay, let's get the sound check on the door first of all. Right here, very nice solid thumb, and let's check out the rest of it. Okay, so if you look at the appointments on the door, Okay, it's beautiful leather trimmed contrast stitching. It has this high-end Bowers & Wilkins stereo system. Okay, it does have 2 memory seat settings. You got the cool seats, ventilated seats. You can either set it up for the seat in the passenger side, and you can also control the rear seats. Okay, so you can move them front and back, okay, to make up for the most room. Like if you're getting somebody inside of the car, you don't have to get out and actually do it from the back. Window controls, mirror controls, I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory. What do we have here? Okay, just the regular light controls right in here. And at the bottom, you can see right here on the door sill, it says Alpina. It also has a bunch of controls for your seats, and it does have my favorite knee support as well right here. Okay, opens up, okay, to support your knees. Now the pedals are a little bit different too. Okay, they're aluminum with this rubber, so your foot won't slip off the gas if you're pressing it really hard. And let's check out the rest of it now. All right, so let's check this out. Let's check it out and see how this vehicle looks on the interior. And I gotta tell you, I mean, you'll know you sit in the XB7 Alpina for 2 reasons, actually 3, right here. First one, it says Alpina right on the steering wheel with the Alpina logo. Okay, what's this, a crankshaft and carburetor? I don't know. And it says Alpina right there. Now you see those blinking lights right here? I can't see them blinking, but you can see them on camera. That's basically checking if you're paying like attention, if you're awake. So that vehicle is checking if you're awake. If you're not, it's going to prompt you to either stop and take a rest and stuff like this. Okay, it also says Alpina right here. Okay, it says BMW ALPINA XB7, Hersteller Exclusive automobile right there. Okay, so you know you're in the Alpina. Now this dial for controlling your infotainment system, right here it says Alpina as well. It's got the Alpina logo. Now this is typical for some of the high-end X BMWs. You've seen them on the X5, I've been the X6, that has this crystal-like shifter. It's actually super cool looking as well. Okay, so let's check out the rest of this vehicle really quickly. Okay, the steering wheel is an Alpina steering wheel. It's not only the logo, but the entire steering wheel is completely different than on BMW. First of all, it's much thicker. Okay, second of all, it has blue and green stitching. So if you've been following Alpina for a little bit, they had this blue and green theme going on for a while. Now the instrument cluster is all digital. Now the design that's chosen right here is basically you have your speedometer on the left hand side, and noted that it goes to 210 miles per hour. You have your tachometer on the right hand side, and then you have your navigation on the inside right there. You have your navigation also right here on this infotainment system, and this infotainment system can be controlled several ways. It can be controlled through touchscreen, it can be controlled from the steering wheel, and the main controller, and the one that most people will probably use, is the one down here. So I mean, it's got a lot of features. I think that I mean, it could take maybe like second place to like MBUX, which I love. And let's see what's here. Home screen right here, so you have your navigation, you have your radio, you have your communication, and then you have a bunch of shortcuts here on the left hand side. You can see navigation, car, apps, media, etc. Okay, so let's see what car settings we have. Driving information, vehicle setting right here, general settings, driving mode, exterior light, driver assist, displays. That's where you can customize all cool stuff in here. Let's go back home. Let's see what apps it has. Installed app, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Those are the installed apps. Okay, it does have a pretty cool feature right here. Okay, I'm not sure if this particular vehicle has the SD card and if it's required, and you can see that there's a third way of controlling this, is basically by using your finger. So let's say if I want to get the music radio on, or off, all I do, on, mute. Okay, so there's several different gestures that you can do in this vehicle, and that's problematic for me because I talk with my hands a lot of times. So the drive recorder, close this one, but basically what it does, I'm not going to go through the setup because this is actually pretty annoying with this gestures. Now that we've got this radio situation out of the way, and hopefully it's not going to get into us, let's go back to the home screen again and let's see what other cool settings are in here. Here's your media, basically your menu, FM, AM, Sirius, satellite radio. Okay, back to the home screen. You have a bunch of customizations. You also have a bunch of shortcuts right here. So I mean, it's not as advanced as I think as an MBUX as far as customization, but it does have all the features that you would need for the vehicle. So you can see you turn it, select it, or you can go side to side. That's basically how you use this controller. And then you have a bunch of shortcuts: media, home, map, communications, navigation right here. Right next to the shifter, you can turn off your traction control. You can turn on your camera. Check it out. That's your front view camera. Pretty nice. Camera image, camera positions, manage points. Okay. Activation points, camera image, brightness and contrast. So you can set this. Settings, parking and maneuvering. Automatic PDC activations. When activated, parking view is shown automatically when approaching an obstacle at low speed. So it does have this parking assist feature. And you can, back to here, you can turn on or off your parking sensors. Start stop engine, sport comfort, adaptive, and auto height. That's actually auto hold, not auto height. This is for the brakes. And you have your electronic parking brake, hill descent assist. This is for your height of the vehicle, and these are your drive modes. So you have several driving modes, and that's important for a performance vehicle. You have sport, okay, standard, plus individual. You can configure individual mode. So let's see what configuration it has. It has settings that you can change for damping, steering, engine, sport, transmission, reset to sport standard. They can change those to sport or comfort, steering, sport or comfort, so you can adjust it to the way that you like to drive. And of course you can also select one of the standard sport features, dynamic settings, then sport plus in individual. You have also comfort feature, that's standard or plus, that's balanced settings, and comfort plus extra comfortable settings. We're going to check that out to see if it makes any difference. And adaptive, it's a predictive adjustment of vehicle settings depending on the driving situation. The shortcuts for your ventilated seats right here. This is your climate control. This is your radio. Bowers and Wilkins. This is your surround sound, big speaker. This is real leather. Really feels nice and expensive. Okay, you do have a head-up display. You probably can't see it. It's kind of low. It says 0, and the limit, basically it reads the speed limit signs and it projects it right there. Again, this is all leather wrapped, nice piano black trim. Not a big fan of piano black, but this one actually fits and looks pretty good. It does have the Alpina logo right there as well. So at the top here, okay, really quickly, you have this huge sunroof. And I know you probably won't be able to see it here. Maybe when we get to the darker side of the parking lot, we'll be able to see it. But these have those little dots right here that light up when the lights are on, and it's pretty cool. It looks like those stars on the sky. Okay, does it have the rear view monitor camera? No, it does not, which is, you know, pretty cool to have, but not a deal killer. Okay, what else do we have here? This is pretty neat because you have cooled or heated cup holders. See, it even shows you can cool it or you can heat it. This is amazing. You can put your hot coffee and make sure it's hot for the remainder of the day, or you can put your cold drink and cool it. Okay, This does have the wireless charging right here, and if you close it, you can see this Alpina logo right there. It open the storage compartment in here, and you have the USB-C port, and this is it. Overall, awesome vehicle. Okay, unbelievable. I think it's one of the coolest sport utilities that I've sat in. Now let's see how it drives. Well guys, so we're going to test out a few features on this vehicle. Before we do that, let's talk about price a little bit, because it is an expensive vehicle, and as you can see, you get tons of stuff for the money. I mean, you get the performance, 612 horsepower, you get the looks, you get the size, you get the badge of Alpina XB7. So I mean, you get quite a bit, and I gotta tell you, I mean, it definitely is, you know, in range with the ultra luxury performance SUVs such as Mercedes's GLS 63, which, you know, could be also at about $150,000–160,000. Now also, you can't forget the Range Rover, the ultra luxury, the Autobiography, the expensive one. Those could go over $200,000, but this one feels good. It feels good sitting in it. It's not overwhelming. On the outside is more of a sleeper look, not meaning that it looks less attractive or anything like this, but it looks just like the regular X7 until you hit that accelerator and you know what you have underneath it. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take it on the road for a longer test drive, but we're going to be able to test drive it right in here. So before we do that, let's do a couple things. First of all, the rear view camera, and I hope you can see it. There's several different points on this camera that you can see, look from, right? So you have the camera image, you have the backup assistance, automatic parking, and then when you look at the you can have the 3D view, okay, which shows you this vehicle right here. It also shows you that you can change the view or turn the view. That's for your volume, so that's not it. But see, I can turn the view and see this vehicle from completely different angles. Okay, front, back, side, another side, and there you go. Okay, so very nice backup camera right here. Quality is great, features are good. This one has that automatic parking, which, you know, we're not going to check out. The regular, okay, camera right here, from the top view you can see the trajectory lines, the front and back, which is really important for backing up. And now let's see how tight it is. I know BMW has always been known for a very tight turning radius, so let's see how tight it is. Now we have plenty of parking spots in here, so we're going to be able to do our regular demonstration, my regular demonstration of how this vehicle turns. Okay, so let's go here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parking spots to flip it around. Now keep in mind, this is the size of a nice size minivan. It's a long SUV. Like I said, this vehicle is not overwhelming. I mean, it's very easy to maneuver in it. It's very easy to see everything. Now you have this great visibility, great windows in the back. The one thing I think I would want on any car at this point is actually to have this rear view camera monitor. So one quick thing that we're gonna check is a quick test of acceleration, and unfortunately I have to return this vehicle. I wish I had it for a little bit longer time, but anyways guys, thank for the guys for Laurel BMW and Westmont for allowing me to film it, and check out all the cool features. I'm super excited. I already see how it drives and how powerful it is. Check them guys out. I'll post a link to their website in the description of this video, and you can see of how easy this thing maneuvers right here. And I'm gonna make a quick, really quick acceleration test, and just to see of how different this is from your regular X7, which is nice. The X7 is great, but this takes it to another level. Alright, so let's really quickly see how this can accelerate from stop, and then we're going to conclude this review. Okay, let's go. I wish we had a longer runway to see of how this vehicle actually performs on the road, but I can see, I can promise you, it's awesome. It sounds great, it looks great, it's got a super good acceleration. So, I mean, I'll give this a huge thumbs up. I think it's one of the coolest things to have this vehicle that's basically a family SUV that can do acceleration in less than 4 seconds, 0 to 60. So guys, I'll give this vehicle 2 thumbs up. If you like watching videos like this, check out the rest of my channel. Hopefully you like it. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.